appears on your timeline. Spreading love, feeling so divine. Tune in, don't miss a single drop. Unwrap joy till the beat stops.
What's up, Team No T? Welcome back to Unwrapped. It's your girl Tosh. We are at day 8 of our 12 days of sitcom Christmas, and today we are going to be taking a look at Living Single Season 3, Episode 13. This one is called Let Us Know. Let Us Know. Let Us Know. Damn it. And I'm going to put this here so you will remember exactly what it is that we'll be looking for in each one of these episodes. Now let's get into the recap. Living Single is another one of those instances where I just had to let the theme song breathe. Keep your head up. What? Keep your head up. That's right. Y'all know that I could not bring myself to skip that intro, so I watched the intro, and then we find the gang discussing what they're going to be doing for Christmas. We got Max, who is doing what? Going skiing, right? So Max is going skiing. Obi is hoping that he can convince the rest of the crew to go with him to Canada, where he and his family spent Christmases at a cabin every year when he was growing up. And this was an opportunity for him to allow them to get a glimpse into what childhood was like for him. Where they would go up to that cabin as a family and rough it, really rough it for 3 days. They would have no indoor plumbing. They would have to live by the land. They'd have to cut their own Christmas tree. They did everything the hard way, and he has very fond memories of Christmas being like that. Now, everybody else says, you know what? For sure, we all going with you. But Max, she said, nah, I already made commitments. I'm going skiing. Now, this is during a time when Max and Kyle were kind of in their dating stage. And Kyle was upset because Max didn't even tell him about this ski trip. But he was like, you know what? You're trying to get me to go skiing with you as an afterthought. I'll go with Obi and them because he at least invited me when he invited everybody else. So there was already a little bad blood between Kyle and Max. What? What did you say? When is there not bad blood between Kyle and Max? Well, we'll see in the middle of this episode. Kyle won't be the only one going solo on this trip to the cabin because Khadijah is fresh off of a broken engagement and she is in the holiday spirit because she realizes how freeing it is to not have to have some man hanging off her arm like an ornament. Meanwhile, Regine, y'all know Regine is like, yeah, I'm gonna have me an ornament. And this chick don't even know this dude's name because you know Regine is like working in the costume department for a popular soap opera. And he is one of the stars of the soap opera, her date is, and his name is Tyler. And he plays Brent. Or is he Brent who plays Tyler? I think he's Brent. Really, he's Brent who plays Tyler. Baby, I don't know, and neither does she. This would have been a perfect spot for the ho 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 joke. Now, when Obi and crew get to the cabin, they are in for a surprise. The cabin ain't looking the way Obi seems to remember. Yes, darling, that thing has been upgraded with all the creature comforts that 1995 could offer. And as the whole gang is settling in, number one, Obi is really disappointed that things are not the way that he remembers. But then number two, we get our surprise guest. But it's not quite a surprise because I kind of blew it in the first minute or two of this video. Yes, it's Max. Y'all know we couldn't have an episode without Max. Max has beaten them to the cabin because they messed up her reservation at the ski lodge. So she said, you know what, I'll join my friends for Christmas. So she hopped a flight. But a couple bags of peanuts later, she was beating them to the cabin. She had already made herself real comfortable. And after a little bit of verbal sparring with her boo, Kyle, they made a pact to be civil to one another for the remainder of this trip. And you know that is going to be really weird. Now, as everybody is heading off to bed, Regine makes it perfectly clear to Brent, Tyler, whatever his name is, that he is just an ornament. She did not come there to give up the Christmas cookies. And he's like, wow, You just invited me up here to do me like that. And she's like, yeah, you're about to be written off the show anyway. Now, this is when he finds out that his character is no longer going to be on the soap opera. So he is truly bummed out by all of this. He actually goes outside and has to take a walk because he finds out in the worst way possible that he is about to lose his job. The next morning, we find out exactly how much things has changed around that cabin that Obi is so fond of. And there are malls and such in the area, and there's even a freaking amusement park right there on the outside of the cabin. So Obi is now turning into the Grinch. He is really disgusted with how much things have changed. Also, Regine is realizing how much things have changed overnight because Khadijah and Brent, Tyler, whomever, they have started to kind of get along a little too much for Regine's liking. The only people who are enjoying themselves at this time is Kyle and Max. They are getting along fabulously, and they're getting along all over the cabin, if you know what I mean. The episode brings us another surprise guest in the form of one of the park rangers, and that park ranger is on Obi's ass. He is not letting him do any of the things that he's used to. In fact, Obi gets a bunch of tickets while he's there in Canada. He gets a ticket for trying to cut down a tree because, yeah, you did that in the 80s, but in 1995 Canada, that is a no-no. You cannot go fishing without a license. In fact, Obi's van was parked far too close to a fire hydrant. This mounted police is handing out tickets like party favors. And it is really and truly just adding to Obi's horrible time. I'm not going to stretch Obi's pain out too much longer. Obi was so dejected about getting all of these tickets that he went to sit down on the table and accidentally sat on his family's heirloom 40-year-old gingerbread house, putting it out of its stale misery. And on top of that, Sinclair ruined the family Santa Claus suit. This dude looks like the Pink Panther. In fact, I don't even know if this should count towards being a black Santa. To make up for it, Sinclair gifted Obi a new ornament. It's actually a vintage ornament for his favorite baseball team. And as he put it on the little Charlie Brown Christmas tree that Regine bought, the tree tipped over and the ornament broke. This has been a horrible Christmas for Obi. It's also becoming a horrible Christmas for Kyle and Max because during this gift exchange, when you were only supposed to spend $20, Kyle gifts Max a pair of electric socks. And she's so happy because her feet are going to be so warm. And when Kyle opens up his gift from Max, he finds a laser disc player. So he feels like Max intentionally bought him this over-the-top gift. Even though it wasn't top of the line, it was still an over-the-top gift. She did that just to make him look bad. And there they started to have their regular conflicts. And I think that their relationship works a whole lot better because it was very unsettling seeing them be nice to one another. Meanwhile, Regine and Khadijah got beef. They got beef because Khadijah and Tyler Brent, they have become fast friends. They play in the video game together. They are taking walks. They're doing all the things that Regine brought this ornament up to the cabin to do. And when Brent decided to leave early to go visit his parents instead of sitting at this cabin with a bunch of strangers for Christmas, he left Khadijah with a big old sweet kiss on the cheek and told her to call him. And he shook hands with Regine. Now, for Regine, that was the last straw. She felt like Khadijah did all of this on purpose. She feels like because Khadijah had to break off her engagement, she is trying to block anybody else from happiness, specifically Regine. Even though it is quite clear that Regine does not want this man. She was getting jealous. And that created a lot of friction between those two friends. Now, of course, you know that it's all tied up in a neat little bow by the end of the episode. But Regine and Khadijah was in each other's face about Brent, Tyler, whomever. Now, things don't end on a completely sour note with Obi because Obi and Sinclair go out and start a fire and sit around to discuss what is making this Christmas such a bad Christmas for Obi. Sinclair is telling him that's because you're basically looking at the past through rose-colored lenses because the Christmases that you're describing do not sound like anything I want to be part of without you. So she would have been willing to rough it and do all of that stuff because of the company. And maybe, just maybe, the fact that he was there with the people that he loved is what made those past Christmases seem so great because they don't seem great to anybody else. Oh, and by the way, here comes the Black Mountie. He's coming back because he's putting that fire out. He's like, I don't know what y'all do in America, but we don't just sit out and start fires in the middle of the woods. And that's why y'all got all these problems with fires and everything else. And he was like, but you know what? I need a date. I need a date tonight first, whatever kind of dance they're doing for the Royal Canadian Mounted Police. And he tells Khadijah that, hey, if you will go on this date with me, I might forget all of these tickets that I wrote for y'all over the weekend. And she was like, well, you know what? I already got a date with that amusement park over there, but my friend Regine. And when Regine and this officer looked each other in the face, you could feel the embers of love brimming from within both of them because he's a good-looking dude. She's a really pretty lady. So they are going to go to the dance, and yay! It all ends, all's well that ends well. Yay! There's not much to check off of our elves on shelves. We did get a surprise guest in Max and or the Royal Canadian Mounted Police. We got the Black Santa and Obi, even though his Santa suit was pink. We're going to count it, right? And we didn't get nothing else, I don't think, besides the fashion. Now, the fashion, right up my alley. The hair, the outfits. 1995, I'm at home, y'all. That is my era. I relate very heavily to the characters in this series. We did get a ho ho ho. They did. Somebody said ho ho ho. So we got ho ho ho. We got the Black Santa. And we got the surprise guest. We ain't getting nothing else, y'all. So if you've watched Living Single, let us know. Let us know, damn it. Let me know down in the comments what you thought of this episode. Please, while you're down there, make sure that you hit that like button if you like this video and subscribe so you will not miss the last few days of our 12 days of Sitcom Christmas. We've got, 4 days left? Wow. I really look forward to seeing you guys here at the intersection between pop culture and common sense, and I will see you tomorrow. Peace.
Tasha Pierce on your timeline, spreading love, feeling so divine. Tune in, don't miss a single drop. Unwrap joy till the beat stops.